It's Hammy World Rocks 48 here with you today, and I'm doing a request video again, and it was requested by Creative Catherine, so go sub to her. She's been like my #1 request-y person. Like, she's requested so many videos, so she's awesome. And I've checked out her channel and I've watched all her videos. She doesn't have many, but they're really awesome. So you should go sub to her. She has 2 hammies, 2 little robos, Toronto and Vanilla, and they're really, really cute. She's got this really chubby one. He's adorable. But anyways, oh, Creative Catherine, I know you'll be watching this video, so I just have a question for you. Is Toronto a boy and Vanilla a girl? And if they are, how does that work? But anyways, that's about it. Yeah. So, I'm gonna get started with the video. She requested I do a video on hamster care, dwarf, and Syrian. So, I'm just gonna get started. Okay, so this is a very broad subject for most people. For hamster care, you need to feed your hamster. It depends on how big they are and how much you would want to feed them. But most of the times, people like to feed their hamster either every day or every other day. I choose to feed my hamster every 2 days because he does have 2 food dishes. He has one right there and one right there. Okay, so you need to feed your hamster, obviously. If you guys want me to do a video on the things that you're required to have for a hamster, or like hamster supplies that you need, then just like comment below, because I want to get all my requests done before I do extra videos. So if you put it in as a request, then it'll be done, you know, before. So yeah, things that people don't really normally think that they need for a hamster is, a wheel. This is my wheel. That's my wheel that I have for my hamster. And before he had 2 wheels, he had this wheel as well. And this is in my gerbil's cage, but it doesn't matter. That one. It's a silent spinner. The best type of wheel to me is the silent spinners, or the wheel that I have right here for Flapjack. He prefers this one, so I gave the other one to the gerbils, since I have 2 gerbils. And this is only 1 hamster in this cage, so it just seems smarter. But anyways, you need a wheel. You know, some people actually think that it's something like a luxury for them, or like a toy, but they have to have it, because if you don't, they'll be really fat. You know, you need to give your hamster water. I mean, your hamster needs to have water every single day. If you have a long-haired Syrian hamster like I do, you need to groom it every other day or every day. The least amount you need to do it at least 3 times a week, because the bedding especially will get knotted and stuck in your hamster's hair, and that's not very good. Things that you can use to groom your hamster with would be like a little tiny, you know, like an old toothbrush. Make sure it's clean. I don't really like doing that, so my hamster has a new toothbrush. You know, anything that will groom his fur. For robos or like dwarf hamsters, you can use like bath sand that you can find at any pet store, really. So you need bath sand. You can give your hamster treats as well. Just make sure that you don't give them treats, like a whole bunch of treats, especially yogurt treats. You always want to have a food dish in the bowl. I don't recommend scattering food inside the cage, because you can't monitor how much your hamster's eating, and you'll never really know if you need to refill your hamster's food. And plus, you know, they poo and they pee in their food, They poo and they pee in their bedding, and that's mixed in their food, and that's just gross. My gosh, my hair is like blowing in my mouth. It was really nasty. That's about it, really, for hamster care. I mean, you need to play with your hamster every single day, or at least every other day. Yeah, you just need to play with them, you know, because you can't just get a hamster and tame it and then leave it alone and then come back a month later and expect it to be all friendly with you, because, you know, they're not gonna be. It would be recommended to bond with your hamster and play with it every single day, because, you know, I play with my hamsters. I play with all of my pets. I have 7 of them, and I find time throughout my day, even after I come home from school and do my homework, to play with them. Hamsters, I recommend that you play with them at least 15 to 20 minutes a day. If you don't have time to play with them, like hand playing with them, ways you can play with your hamster would be just letting them walk from hand to hand, you know, just your hand, or you can put them in a playpen, or you can let them run around in your bathtub, but I don't really like to do that because, you know, like, my bathroom is shared between 3 girls, and, you know, like, the feet step in there and it's pretty gross. Or you can buy playpens. I like to build bin playpens because it's cheaper and it's more space. Or you can let them run around in your bed, you know. You just want to have them outside of their cage. They need some exercise with the wheel as well. And you also want to have, like, a little fun time with them. Other means of exercise, especially if you're a little bit afraid of your hamster, which I have gotten a couple of people say, what do I do? I'm a little bit afraid of my hamster and I don't want him to bite me. Well, oh my gosh, I just, like, dropped it. Are you okay, Flapjack? Look in there. You can't see him, he's all curled up. But anyways, you can put them in a hamster ball. I have 4 of them. I have 2 blues, that one, and this one, and I have a clear one, and then I have a small little blue one for my Robo. You want to get a ball that's according to your hamster's size. This was $10. The smaller ones are like $5, which I'm going to show you that in a second with my Robo. But, yeah, you just need a ball for them. Well, you don't need one, but it would be best, especially when you clean their cage. As in cleaning their cage, you need to clean their cage at least once a week. Sometimes you need to clean it twice a week for the nastier hamsters. If you don't feel like, you know, spending a lot of money on buying bedding for them and cleaning their cage out every week, you can potty train them like I've done for my hamsters. Both of my hamsters are potty trained, but only Flapjack is on the potty stuff. He has bedding and potty litter mixed together. Okay. This is what the potty litter looks like. You can find it in different, like, places and stuff. And it looks like that. That's easier. I find that it's easier to potty train him than spend billions of dollars on buying bedding a whole lot, because his cage is pretty big and it takes up a lot of bedding. Other things would be toys and stuff like that. I would recommend you get at least 1 or 2 toys for your hamster to play with, because, you know, they need stuff to play with. A lot of toys that you can find for your hamsters, Robos and Dwarfs, are like chew toys. This one's a toy that he can jingle and bite on, so that's a double. He likes to play in that hay pile. You know, tubes to go through, stuff like that. A really, really, really cheap toy would be a toilet paper tube. And I don't think I have any in here. Yeah, I do. You can have paper towel tubes or toilet paper tubes. Or you can buy tubes. Tubes that you buy, sometimes your Syrian hamsters can't fit in them. The Robos do, but they could be very expensive as well. You need somewhere for them to hide in. Like, I have this, and it's just somewhere if they can feel safe. When you first get your hamster, you want to make sure that you at least leave them alone for a week, 2 weeks at the most, because you want them to get used to their new cage, especially if you have a really, really, really big cage and your hamster's like a little dwarf. You want to leave them alone to let them get familiar with their cage and not play with them automatically. I like to clean my hamster's water bottle out every 3 days because, you know, it gets kind of pretty gross in there. Well, it doesn't get gross because it's just water, but, you know, you want to clean it out. Make sure no bacteria or, like, slime gets in there. Especially if you use, like, vitamin drops in their water, that gets pretty nasty. Their food dishes, I like to clean my food dishes out every day because it's pretty nasty when they kick their bedding in there. That's why with this cage it has a food dish up top, like it's raised. So if you have levels, you can put the food dish on the levels and you won't have to clean it out often. You want to always remember to use safe pet products on your hamsters. Don't use anything that is like made for another pet unless it says for all small animals or it lists the animals. It's not a safe thing to give to your pet. Non-toxic things, no plastics that they can chew on and choke. Nothing like that will, break off and chew. Another thing for like bedding, I would recommend you get bedding because, it provides padding and it also soaks up their pee. Yeah. So for bedding, you never want to use pine or cedar because it has aromatic oils in it, which is never good. The only cheapest, safest wood chip bedding is aspen. That's what I use because I have 6 small animal cages. So I have 4 small animal cages, so I don't know where I got that from. I have 6 small animals and I have 4 small animal cages. So it uses a lot of bedding, The only exception to pine bedding is it has to be kin-dried pine. A kin is like a big oven that heats up really, really, really fast, and it just kills all the bacteria and, burns out the smell. It's spelled K-I-L-N. You can give your hamster nesting materials. There are different types. You don't want to use anything that's like cotton. You never want to use cotton because they can get caught up in it. I use Timothy hay for my hamster's nesting material. I just put that in there so he hasn't found it yet. Or you could use like bed fluff and stuff. So I'm going to show you my Robo, and yeah. Okay, so this is my Robo's cage. Robo care is basically the same thing as hamster's care, except, it's basically the same thing. Just everything is like miniature. There's my little Robo right there. For the ball, I can't find the ball. Yeah, I can't find the ball. But it's really tiny. Also, I can't find the ball. Oh, also another thing that you need to remember with hamsters is that you want to make sure that you don't give them a lot of sugar treats or a lot of fruit or a lot of sugar because they are prone to getting diabetes, and that's just never good. Or another cheap thing you can use as bedding is like tissue. I forgot to say that. Robo, that's Pee-wee. He's not tamed at all. He's a little skittish. It's my little baby. Yeah. So that's basically it, If you have any questions, that's his cage right there. That's his potty. Yeah. Water bottle, little slide thingy that goes up to his wheel. A little igloo that he can sleep underneath. Chew stuff. Oh, for chew things, you want to make sure that you always have something for your hamster to chew on because they are rodents and their teeth can grow continuously. And obviously you want to shave that down, so you could always buy cheap wooden sticks. But sometimes hamsters don't like to chew on that, so you can buy like honey treats like this. This is just a really cheap wooden block. A pack of like 12 of these I dropped it. I'll find that later. A pack of 12 of those cost me only about $2, which is really cheap. So that's it for hamster care. Thank you for subscribing. If you already haven't, please do so. And comment, rate, subscribe, and request. And thank you, Creative Catherine, for requesting this video, even though it was really, really, really long. So, where's my Robo? He's somewhere. There he is. Bye, guys.